Hello dear students, welcome in this online session of 10th standard part 2 chapter. As I am making you to see this is the chapter number 18, that is price rise and consumer awareness program. Now this part is part number 2nd. Earlier I made you to understand about the introduction about this chapter, and also we went more further relating reasons of the price rise and increasing about the monetary supply. Apart from that, we also understood the topic of population growth, increasing about the other facilities and all. So furthermore, today we are going to read about the topic which is very interestingly joined with this chapter, and let me show you the topic here, which is relating to the market and market policy. Likewise, we studied about black marketing and all use of non-registered currency. Then apart from that, we also went about the price rise by the government and natural factors, and also today we will be focusing about this kinds of factors only, which I am actually introducing you. Okay, so now see, focusing on the natural factors, I made you understand in the previous chapter, in the previous first part of this lecture of 10th standard SS 18th chapter, that is consumer awareness and the price rise. In the natural factor, we discussed about the calamities, then same as calamities like drought, forest fire, earthquake, epidemics and all. Okay, and furthermore we discussed about the smuggling, hoarding and black marketing also, where I made you to understand what is the meaning of hoarding, what is the meaning of smuggling, and what is the meaning of black marketing. So now we need to move on the level which is page number 147, and it shows that why prices should be controlled. Dekho, continuous price rise causes massive change, and that's how far reaching about the adverse effect also to the economic state of India as well. To avoid these effects, the need to price control which has already arisen, and which we will also understand as follows. Now some of the circumstances are also there, but according to this kinds of vicious cycle or the circle, we can understand the vicious circle of the price rises keeps on moving continuously because of increase in the profit, as well as we can say in the increase in the income, increase in the purchasing power, increase in the demand, goods, services and all. These all the things are happening, where we can say the poor are living in the poor, middle class becomes more miserable to the middle class, and also we can say this becomes poor to the pathetic and middle class to the miserable. Dekho, we need to understand that if the money is coming in the people hand, then what they do, they just buy all the kinds of things and all. That money does the price rise. Okay, that money makes the price rise. When the price rise is going on already, these people who are upper middle class, or the rich people, or the people who are getting increment every year, every month, every we can say quarterly or halfly month and all, so they are actually quite able to sustain themselves. But what about the poor people? What about the middle class people? What about the lower middle class people and all? They will suffer in this condition. So the purchasing power when increases about some of the people, some of the goods, some of the categories, they demand for higher amount. Higher amount leads for the price rise. But what about the middle class people? So this is how we can say the second topic says that the rate of saving and capital generation decreases due to price rise too. Rate of saving means what? People are not saving their money, they are investing maximum money in the same amount of the thing which they were buying in the previous time in the lower cost. It means that if I have 100 rupees, I can buy 50 grams of the pulses and 50 grams of the rice. But now the rice is costing me 80 rupees. So I can't buy my 50 grams of the pulses. So that's how we can say the savings are zero now of mine. Now generating the decrease due to the price rise, production necessary commodities decreases also. New business, industry, employments are also getting a stop. It means that when the price rise is there, the market is actually going in a lower section of the development, and therefore we can say the necessity goods like food, clothes, okay, and all are actually deteriorating, means the production is very less. Along with that, we can say employment schemes are also stopped out, and the newly generated we can say industries and all, they're also getting a break. So this is kind of a big problem. Third one says that foreign investment also decreases. Now see, if a country is already working in a load condition, then how it will export, and if there is no exportation, how the other country will be also building up the good relations, or how they will ask us the material, because we are already not having the good amount of material. So that's how we can say production also decreases. Yes, production also decreases, and we don't have any kind of further better policy in the international market and foreign exchange too. So the fourth one says that production necessary goods decreases, scarcity is created. Obviously, yeah, this is obvious. When there is a price rise, the industry will be already working in a load, and in that condition the production will be affected out, and if the production is affecting out, obviously there are some kinds of chances where we can say scarcity of the needable things must be seen, and living standard of the poor people also deteriorates. So the poor become more poorer, as well as the rich become more richer. Now as the production cost of the goods and increases in the country, they become expensive, so the cost also become expensive. Obviously export also become expensive. Any factor of the market become expensive, whole chain becomes expensive. So the balance of exchange is also somehow disturbed. So therefore we can say imbalance also creates the import and export, and that's how we can say it also generates the price rise. There is imbalance in the import and export. Again it leads to the price rise. So this is a kind of hindrance to the people of India. And if you talk about the people who are living in the poor family, or the people who are living inside the middle class areas, families and all, if they have taken the loan, if they have taken any kind of financial help and all, they need to give that money back. And if they don't have any kind of money, obviously in order to fulfill their requirements, immoral activities like theft, robbery, murder cases, okay, and then betting on the match fixings and all, then hoarding, profiteering, black marketing, corruption, and it's not the end, we can say. Even if they don't have any scope, then they commit the suicide. So this is also one of the things which is increasing in our society, in our social life, and that's how we can say moral degradation of the people are easily done, or it is easily observed. So this is how we should stop price rise. Now what kind of steps must be taken? See, RBI says that you must save your money. You must increase the power to save your money. That is how we can say total expenditure keeps on increasing continuously, economical power also increases, and that's how we can say by production of goods does not increases with the same pace, then the result also leads to price rise. It means that if my income source is generating maximum, as well me, my friends, everybody in my group are generating their income source maximum, and we demand for a product in a higher value, higher amount and all. So if it is not available, and if they make specially for me, then obviously it will be right upon the price. Apart from that, we can say if I demand some kinds of valuable things, and like me only, most of the people demand for the valuable things, then market will actually understand the statistics of the people, that which kind of graphical theory is done and which kind of material is highly in the demand in the area. But they don't will remember about the poor people and the needy people, because from the high demanded value they will buy their profits. So that's how here price rise is actually affecting especially to the poor people, absolute poverty areas, and the middle class too. Now let's focus what the monetary measure says. See, bank, that is actually Reserve Bank of India, which is also furtherly known as RBI, reduces the main thing, that is the money circulation in the economy. As a result, the leash impose of the spending of tendency about the money, then highly demand, more terribly things were done, are now somehow stopped out. Now see, RBI is doing one kind of thing. Okay, due to increase in the rate of interest, excess money is also refunded back to the banks and all, and somehow the money is utilized in the area where it is actually needing. As well, the RBI says that if we increase the policy of giving internship, giving a proper and internal, we can say extra amount of money back to the people in the form of generally availability of, we can say, rate of interest and all, then people will come together, people will be motivated, and they will put their money inside a bank. It means that RBI thinks how to control money. RBI makes its own wise decision that the people who seek for the loan, they should be given higher interest value to ask for the loan, flat rate of the interest value also. But the people who keep the amount inside the bank, they must be getting refund well, and they must be getting the extra amount of services also. Along with that, they must be getting extra amount of we can say benefits regarding low cost EMIs also. It means if you keep the money, government is making you to government is trying to make everyone to keep their money to get the good benefits of the returns and all. But if you demand for the money, especially for the things which are non-valuable, which are not usable for the commercial purpose, and you demand only for the luxury purpose and all, then obviously the government will charge the extra amount of loan facility, including the interest also. So that is how we can say the supply of the money, people, consumable things, expenditure reduces, resulting in the control of price rise also. So this is the condition where we can say government is thinking very good for the people, and government is also thinking that how this government is thinking that how we can make it more proper, more accessible, more flexible. And that is how we can say okay, decrease in the lending is also there, but as a result we can say decrease in the supply money in the hand of people, consumer expenditure, resulting in the control of price rise, unless the hand of the people will not be empty or not be understanding what is the calculation of the market, obviously they are gonna waste their money, and also they are going to buy the material which is actually not needing in the society, neither in the market, and that material is only related to them, and it is not more than a worthily expensive material related to their luxury. So that's how government is taking this kinds of advantage. Now what is fiscal measures? See, the policy of the government strategy with the respect to the public expenditure and the rising revenue taxation about the public loan facilities policies, in which government decreases the money by reducing its own expenditure as much as possible. Along with the reduction of the money, the total expenditure of a country, it postpones also such plans which are actually rating expenditure higher in the value, and they are not lucrative also for the immediate purpose. It means that government actually avoids some kinds of big ceremonies and all, public gatherings and all, and in that government saves some kinds of money. So when the price rise occur, we can say there is a reduction in the supply of the money, as well as the people are trying to sink themselves inside the market regarding their own policy, as well regarding their needs and the benefits also. Without that, the people are also not trying to go in that. So these are the conditions which I am talking about in this lesson. And also when the price rise occurs, so that there is a reduction in the supply of spending money also among the people. Income tax is also recovered, company tax is also recovered, and property tax are also raised high. So exporting goods and importing about the materials are also somehow controlled out, because as I made you to understand, exportation is good, but before keeping our country on a risk, we need to think that the material which we are exporting, is that material sufficient in our country and extra material is only exported, or you are actually exporting the essential material, so what our country will do. So that's a condition. We can say loan schemes are also started here. Now it takes different encouraging steps, encouraging people to make savings, and reduction also about the rate of public debt. Now decrease government help like giving subsidy, increase the proportions of the and the coverage also, and apart from that we can say direct tax, impose heavy tax on the things used by the rich people is also one of the things which is actually getting the maximum amount of money for the Indian government. And also we can say because of their production, we need to understand that because of their production sink in the production of necessary basic goods increases, and thus the steps for the proportion of the income from one hand to another also somehow reduces, and that is how we can say the demand of the goods will also decrease, and finally the price will be reduced out here. Means somewhere the public need to suffer from some kinds of problem if we have extra money, because the Indian government is thinking positivity for everybody, and everybody must be equal under the price rise measures and all. So that's a general thing. Now see, control on the capital investment. How to control the capital investment? See, in order to see the capital investment behind useful and luxury item, license or permitted system, or we can say implemented government encourages such types of capital investment also in the production for the agriculture, industrial production, or also we can say the betting oriented capital investment too here. It means that the production of essential goods increases, production of capacity increases, and also capacity also increases, and such encouragement should be taken by the government whenever the rate of interest is also not given so much higher. So such kind of saving encouragement and plans, and apart from capital investment, must be increased. Such types of effort are actually now also undertaken, because government, if the person is actually coming forward to establish an industry, to establish a kind of multiplex, malls and all, so that is actually the development of the area only. So if anybody is doing this kinds of thing, obviously government is supporting that person or that group, so that in future that area must be looking well developed, and every facility must be available in that area, so that the village of that area must be developing due to that area, the surrounding of the area must be also developing according to that surface. So that is how we can say that these are the basic thing which is actually effort taken by the Indian government. Now see, price regulation and the rationing means PDS. What is PDS? See, one of the step if I talk about to control the price rise is actually PDS, that is public distribution system. According to this step, see here, it has been implemented since from the year 1977. The objective which was to provide low income group of society, people living below poverty line, and the people low in the income group, essential commodities, reasonable price also at the FPS. Along with that, approximately we can say today we are having 492 lakhs fair price shop in the area or in the India. Fair price shop area is also one kind of thing which is government needing to maintain. Okay, means if you go and buy some kinds of material from the outsourced market, it will make you to understand that actually what is the price of that kind of thing. But if you go and buy that kind of thing same from the FPS, if you hold the BPL card and all, then obviously government will be giving you the very cheapest amount of the thing in the cost price with the good quality of the amount for your eatable purpose. So this is also one kind of research system which became boon for maintaining the best amount of the systematic theory related to the India. And now we'll be moving to the consumer awareness. See, I'm making you to understand the related topic in this lesson, which will be making you to understand all the kinds of theories. Now, what is consumer awareness program? See, Jago Grahak Jago. Nowadays, every person is consumer. Obviously, a person who buys something in the lieu of amount of money, obviously that person can be said as the consumer. So that is how we can say that nowadays every person is actually a kind of a consumer, and in this other way, many times of the features and the different brands and things are available in the market. Now illiterate and unaware consumer do not have any complete knowledge or the information about the diversity and alternate uses of the goods also, as there are several middlemen also. The middleman is actually getting the profit. So that's how we can say consumer is also exploited in the many ways here. Now let's check it out, how many ways are there for the consumer exploitation. So here some of the paragraphs are written there. The paragraph says that the system wherein the goods and the services of the consumer buy in the lieu of money or the good quality, proper weight, reasonable price is known as the consumer. Where consumer protection is not against any laws and education, but actually it is a thing where consumers trust on the market must be sustained out here. So therefore consumer is actually king of the market. Now this concept was famously found by Ralph Nader, who said that consumer protection department consumer awareness program must be starting here. Okay, so we can say in the present time producers expenditure or we can say consumers are somehow interlinked here. Now therefore we can say later on they also try to attract the people. The people are attracted by advertisement from the TV, radio, television, or the public seeing advertisement in the in the newspapers and all, like these kinds of magazines and all. So this is how we can say like a whole website of the hoarding and or we can say this trafficking and all can be also working simultaneously with that, but because of it is controlled also, because government of India is actually working very powerfully, and that is how we can say false cases are already studied out, they are filtered before it go to the consumer awareness program. So that's how we can say some of the exploitations are also there. Now how the people exploit themselves, dekho. Consumer are exploited by the producers and traders, different in the ways as they are given below. Now he is exploited by providing commodity or less weight. Have you ever weighed any kind of material which you are going to buy, like a wafer or like any kind of thing? Are you weighing once again? Are you doing its weight and all? You are maybe not doing. Why? Because you trust that person. So that's how we can say they also get their margin at that level. Apart from that, we can say vivid, slightly defective fake commodities are also provided in the market, and also we can say that by providing adulterated goods and all are also one kind of dangerous thing. Plus we can say goods or service predetermined conditions it is not provided as it is promised. And furthermore, in the providing electricity, banking, insurance, phone or medical facilities, sellers or the traders show negligence and humiliation consumer also by cheating in the selling and giving the fake products, such as we can say the manner that they cause physical effect also, as well as mental harassment too. And as a general thing, I would say that artificial scarcity can be also generated by them. So it is nothing more than a complete information related to the consumer and consumer act. So whenever you are actually needing to take action against any kind of these people, you must take action, because they are the people who are actually trying to make their India like very bad enough in the respect and name and fame, as well as they are also spoiling the youth. So I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and this lecture was making you to understand about the basic theory and the concept related to the consumer awareness program. Till then, you can take care, keep revising, stay at home and maintain social distancing. Jai Hind.